It's Friday, December 30th, 2022. Merry 6th day of Christmas and a happy 5th day of Kwanzaa. Welcome to episode 34 of the Alameda Postcast, an audio service of the Alameda Post. I'm your host, Scott Peeler. In this edition of the Postcast, the City Council adopts the Active Transportation Plan. Alameda is under a flood watch as an atmospheric river system brings more rain our way. Get ready for some new laws that take effect in January. Lots of ways to ring in the new year here on the island, plus a look back at Alameda Post's first year. And a big thank you. These stories and more on this episode of the Alameda Postcast. Our top story, in their final meeting before Christmas, the City Council approved a resolution to adopt the Active Transportation Plan. The ATP functions as an 8-year roadmap to promote walking and bicycling as preferred modes of transportation for all ages and abilities. To achieve its core mission, the plan outlines a series of infrastructure projects and design principles citywide to reduce traffic injuries and collisions, encourage mode shift away from single-occupancy vehicles, and improve connectivity and public health citywide. City of Alameda Senior Transportation Coordinator Rochelle Wheeler described the ATP as the culmination of 3 years of extensive outreach and engagement, soliciting feedback from more than 50 public events, meetings, and workshops. Through these channels, Alamedans voiced their desire for safer and more comfortable walking and biking facilities and highlighted vehicular speeding on local streets as a key concern. A survey found that 55% of residents would drive less if biking or walking were safer. Following public comment, Councilmember Trish Herrera Spencer discussed new traffic injury data which reveal collisions on Alameda roads resulted in 2 killed and 15 severely injured thus far in 2022. She concluded that the data seems to indicate that existing bike and pedestrian projects in Alameda have had little or even the opposite effect in improving safety. She called for additional police enforcement of speeding instead. Councilmember John Knox White disagreed, attributing the rise in collisions to poor driving habits that include speeding or drunk driving. Councilmember Malia Vela concurred, noting that, quote, "We cannot control vehicle design at the city level, but we must do everything we can to make sure our roads are as safe as possible, especially for our little ones." End quote. Proposed design elements under the ATP would create permanent self-enforcing street designs instead of relying on traffic cops who can only be positioned in certain locations at certain times. The council approved the Active Transportation Plan by a vote of 4-1, with Herrera Spencer objecting, along with amendments proposed by John Knox White, the last legislation of his tenure on City Council. The amendments included a pedestrian and bicycle trail along 8th Street and West Line, keeping Santa Clara and Orion as slow streets, and plans for a pedestrian and cycling facility across the Fruitvale Bridge. For full details, see Ken Durr's article at alamedapost.com/news.
Could be worse. How? Could be raining.
Santa left us quite the gift this year. Rain measured in inches, with cities in the Bay Area seeing accumulations of 2 inches or more. Alameda is part of a flood watch that is in effect until late on New Year's Eve. Now, one winter storm is leaving as another arrives. While the rain is welcome in the face of the drought, it is making for some sloppy conditions, especially when combined with fallen leaves. As you make your New Year's Eve plans, do keep an eye on the forecast. Many outlets are calling for a rather wet night. Don't forget, if you have flooding issues on your property, the city's sandbag station is open on Alameda Point. With this much precipitation in the forecast, I have a suggestion for you. Go ahead and turn off your sprinklers and drip irrigation system for the next few days. For a look at the recent flood watches, see alamedapost.com/external. For an accurate and comprehensive look at current Alameda weather conditions, with the readings actually taken from the island and not the airport, visit alamedapost.com/weather. This year brings new beginnings, new possibilities, and new laws. 2023 brings a lot of changes to California law, especially in the area of traffic. Let's look at a few. Jaywalking is now a thing of the past. The Freedom to Walk Act means police may now no longer issue a ticket to those who are not crossing in a crosswalk, unless, quote, "a reasonably careful person would realize there is an immediate danger of collision with a moving vehicle or other device moving exclusively by human power," end quote. So while you might not get a ticket, remember darting out into traffic from a surprising place is still not the brightest idea. I've been run over, and frankly, I don't recommend it. As has been noted, let's be careful out there. Electric bikes are no longer banned from bicycle paths, trails, bikeways, bicycle lanes, equestrian trails, and hiking and recreational trails. Again, let's be careful out there. Class 3 electric bikes are capable of speeds in excess of 20 miles per hour, so be aware of your surroundings. parking lots have now been added to the list of area locations where it is illegal to participate in races, burnouts, speeding, or sideshow activities. Another new law, SB 1472, expands what classifies as gross negligence so that drivers who participate in sideshows, racing, or speeding over 100 miles an hour that results in a fatality may now be charged with vehicular manslaughter with gross negligence. Not related to traffic, but still related to engines, remember gas-powered leaf blowers are illegal on Alameda as of January 1st. There is no grandfather clause, so if you have one, you need a replacement. As noted earlier on the postcast, this only applies to single-purpose machines like a backpack blower. A combination tool system with a blower attachment may still be used. For a look at more of the changes in the law in 2023, head to alamedapost.com/news. Before we bid goodbye to 2022, kudos to the Housing Authority and the Alameda Firefighters. This year, the Alameda Firefighters Toy Program gave away gift cards along with a toy to 477 children at an event on Friday the 16th at AHA's Esperanza Housing Community at 1901 3rd Street. Well done, folks. Details and photos at alamedapost.com/features. So many ways to ring in the new year this year. As we noted last week, there's the annual New Year's Eve Gala on the Hornet, as well as Afro Gatsby, a night at the Cabaret at Caribou Wine Lounge. Start the new year with some laughs as the Alameda Comedy Club presents the bitter Buddha, Eddie Pepitone. Pepitone's 2020 special, For the Masses, was named the funniest special of 2020 by the New York Times. Eddie's Slouching to Extinction tour runs Friday and Saturday at the club, 2 shows each night. Alley and Vine presents Disco Wonderland with 2 seatings. You can start your night from 5 to 7:30 or welcome 2023 from 8 p.m. to close. Wine and Waffles at 1505 Park is serving a variety of hors d'oeuvres and beverages from Japan, Italy, Morocco, and Brazil, along with live music from R&B and soul artists Elaine Johnson and Ludacris. And, of course, a champagne toast at midnight. Enjoy a lounge-type setting indoors and a heated back patio with games and entertainment. At the Fireside Lounge, it's all about dancing with DJ Dave Stebbins, good vibes by the fire, and a bubbly toast at midnight. Flip into the new year at the Pacific Pinball Museum. They're celebrating the holiday and their 20th anniversary. Open till 12:30 with beer and wine available for purchase after 8 p.m. For earlier family fun, there's great choices as well. Families with kids 6 months to 8 years will love the 4 to 6 p.m. New Year's Eve party at Swings and Wings at 2307 Blanding, where there will be a winter wonderland complete with fancy bites, bubbly drinks, warm cocoa, fun-filled stations, and photo booths. High Scores Arcade at 1414 Park will be open from 12:30 to 10 for unlimited gaming on New Year's Eve. And Subpar Miniature Golf just recently opened at 1600 Park Street, open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. for indoor mini golf, arcade games, and pool tables. Reservations recommended for the mini golf. Or you can kick back and enjoy a blockbuster movie at Alameda Theater and Cineplex on Central, matinee pricing all day on New Year's Eve. Check out the complete listing of events and activities at alamedapost.com/features, and remember to bookmark alamedapost.com/events. For New Year's Day, the Alameda Point Antiques Fair is back after a couple of weather cancellations. The folks behind the fair confirmed late Thursday that the monthly event is a go this Sunday. If your Saturday plans typically include a stop at the Alameda Farmers Market, remember the market takes a break this weekend for the New Year's holiday, back in business on Tuesday the 3rd. It's been quite the year for the Alameda Post. We just celebrated our first anniversary, and we've assembled a 2-part recap of the events of the past 12 months. Check it out at alamedapost.com/news. Of course, we couldn't have done it without you. Our publisher, Adam Gillett, takes a moment to say thank you to everyone who's made this possible. It's quite the list, and you'll find it at alamedapost.com/op-ed. An extra special thank you to those who took part in our year-end membership drive. We asked, and you responded. We've hit our $15,000 goal, which means we'll be receiving an additional $15,000 courtesy of Newsmatch. We still need your help. Don't forget, the Post is now an official 501c3 charity, which means your donation is tax deductible. Still time to get that donation in for tax year 2022. Thank you so much for supporting nonprofit news for Alameda. See all the benefits at alamedapost.com/memberships. Remember, you can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Find the Postcast wherever you get your podcasts, or simply tell your smart device to play the Alameda Postcast podcast. I'm Scott Pila. I'll be back next year with episode 35 of the Alameda Postcast. Happy New Year.